the Muskegon channel. It's Andy O'Reilly. Today I am back in my studio, and as you can see, I've got a guest with me over here who you may recognize. He's a Mona Shores grad. He is currently doing the Philadelphia hustle. Justin Grevious, thanks for taking a couple of minutes to, Philly, right? You got to be busy out there. What's going on in Philly, man?
There's a lot going on. Currently just personally doing some goalie stuff and launched into doing some tournament stuff as kind of a venture I've been looking to do for quite a while, and definitely want to bring it back towards Muskegon anyways, where it kind of originated from, and got my original plan to do what I wanted to do. So, yeah.
So you got a big hockey tournament coming up. Let's talk a little bit about this. I mean, this is something that it's a one-day hockey tournament, a 3-on-3 type thing. It's going on at Lakeshore Sports Center. Give me the nuts and bolts of what's going on.
Yeah, so we are offering from squirt all the way up through to adult over 40. And so it is a single day event. Each different age group is broken up into their days, so we can specify, what those days are for adults. We want to have things that are geared towards adults, have it more friendly towards adults. So that's kind of the idea there. And then the single day is also great because it allows for people to not be fully committed to, being away for the weekend in the summertime. It's also cost effective as opposed to not getting hotels and not having to pay for families to go out to eat and the whole bit. So we really are aimed at doing the single day events for that purpose, just for convenience and cost sake. I know that there are some disagreements with it just because people do want to play the full weekend, if you will.
Yeah, we love that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, sure. No, I get it. I know that other families, having been a coach for a long time and a player, I know that being stuck in the rink in the middle of June or July or August is probably not what everybody wants to do for their summer, right? So,
it reminds me a little bit of my younger days, and we tried the Macker a couple of times.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what, dude. You get to that first game at like 8 o'clock in the morning, you lose, and then you got the next one at 5:30. Not much fun.
No.
It was a killer, man.
Yep. No, and so that was kind of when we first started it, we launched a one-day event, and then we did a multiple-day event, and I wanted to mitigate the time between each game, and that was kind of the general complaint amongst people in the parking lot and in between games.
Sure.
So I found this to be the most reasonable solution to kind of keep everybody appeased. But we have thrown a consideration around with future events in Muskegon to do a multiple day tournament, just to kind of touch every base if we can with all the people that want to be a part of it.
So with this big tournament coming in, the hockey's going to be fantastic. Everybody's going to have fun with that. But you got a lot of things going alongside the tournament too. Let's talk about some of the stuff, like you're having like a trade day and all that other kind of stuff. Let's talk about some of the stuff that's going along with it.
Sure. So to back it up, where the idea originated from, back when I was playing and I was younger, out of Lakeshore even, there was a 3-on-3 tournament. There was a gear swap. That's actually how I got a lot of my original goalie equipment to start playing. And I know that goalies that I've worked with and players that I know too all have often used that resource to start playing hockey or to upgrade their equipment or things like that. So I found it to be something we could marry it together and kind of create an outdoor event, that we have an attraction for people that want to come and even just not playing in the tournament to be a part of the community and interact with people that are in the hockey tournament and kind of can intermingle the two. So though we're having a tournament on the ice, there's also the gear swap and the outdoor events for everybody to come and be a part of to try and incorporate everyone.
Now, I'm going to come as a novice here because as much as I've been in and around hockey and all that kind of stuff for over 18 years now, it's an expensive sport for parents. And you bring up this gear swap and all that other kind of stuff. Tell me what the average goalie's looking at to get into a complete setup to go play hockey. What's the cost of a complete goalie outfit?
If you're going with a retail set, it gets up there. You could, for a youth goalie, you could spend, around $1,000 minimum for a young goaltender.
Yeah.
Older goalies that are, I would say from U16 and older, you could easily spend upwards of $2,000 on a goalie.
So the swap makes sense.
Very much so, yeah. And even now,
so.
with player skates too, one big thing that I hear a lot is people just can't afford to play. I get that. I totally get it. And we're trying to find a way to even just give them, even if it's 5-6-year-old model items, they're skates, and we all know that people that play hockey, that stuff doesn't necessarily change for the younger kids. Are not going to notice a performance difference on getting, used stuff. So it's just something to try and continue to build the interest of the sport in areas where maybe players couldn't afford to maybe get some equipment.
Now, one thing about this too, it's going to happen on June 8th, right? That's the date?
That's correct.
June
Yep.
8th out at Lakeshore. One thing that's a big deal about this too, and it's got some personal ties for you too, is the kids' food basket element. Talk a little bit about how this is going to benefit kids' food basket.
Sure. So Kids Food Basket for me has been something I've been working on for about 10 months with the club in West Michigan and dealing with Stephanie and with Angel there. It's been fantastic to be able to start working with them and find a way that we can contribute to the community. I think the big mistake a lot of people make when trying to establish something is getting into a community, not giving back to people, right? Just coming
Sure.
in and running a tournament or whatever they're going to do and taking money. I call it the smash and grab. I'm not really interested in that because A, it's my hometown, and B, I want to have something that's a longer term approach and something that's sustainable down the road. So I feel that giving back to the community and being a part of it is equally as important as having a good hockey tournament. And for me personally, the Kids Food Basket is something that I personally would have qualified for as a student in elementary school, even through high school, middle school, and all. I grew up in Orchard View, and I moved to Grand Haven partway through 7th grade, and then Mona Shores into 8th. And even while attending Mona Shores Middle School, I was still technically qualifying for free and reduced lunch.
Wow.
And not many people know about that once I made the transfer to Mona Shores. But it's something that, again, myself and my brother coming from a single family, young mom, never really noticed the difference. But, as far as now being in a situation where I would be able to buy lunch, I certainly can understand and appreciate what they're doing as the mission to help those underprivileged families.
Yeah.
And I was being told 58% of students in Muskegon County would qualify for the free or reduced lunch.
Kind of hard to believe, isn't it?
It's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable.
It really
and
is.
It's sad, right? Like, there's so many people that can contribute and help with these people. And this is what I'm trying to interact with. So if we can find a way with the community of hockey, it's generally, I'll call it what it is, right? There's people that when you play hockey, you have to have some kind of income, right? I know there's people that are better off than others, but generally speaking, we can always find a way, people that play hockey, to give back to others, maybe even don't.
Yeah.
The reason that I continued to play hockey and got through the game was I was impacted personally by one individual when I was, probably in 5th grade. And this person would come out every morning on Fridays, pick me up at 5 a.m., drive me to the rink, get me breakfast, bring me back home for the bus, and never knew anything necessarily about me. Just knew that I was somebody who was motivated and had some ability, and knew that if I didn't get any help along the way, I would be lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
And if that guy just helped one person, which I know he's helped more, then that was enough in my opinion. But I want to be able to find a way that we can intertwine everybody to maybe just have a little better outreach.
And one thing I think that the average hockey fan doesn't realize is just how small the hockey universe really is. It's not that big. I mean, from Squirts all the way up to the NHL, it is not that big of a global setting for everybody in the game. So it's a tight-knit group.
Correct. Yeah, it is a very fraternal setup once you get into it, and I think once you meet a family or you deal with somebody in hockey in the game, they're people that you have around you for the rest of your life. I mean, the reason I'm with my wife and the reason I do what I do now is all because of this game. That's how I got to the East Coast, and that's how I became to be able to do hockey stuff every day was just through this game and dealing with people that, wanted to help other people in that environment.
All right, man. Well, tell us where we can get them signed up at.
Yeah, so we have our website. It's www.coast2coast3v3.com.
Say that again.
So
you kind of broke up a little bit.
Sorry, it's www.coast2coast3v3.com.
Gotcha. We'll link it up here too. Make sure it's all there. It's June 8th. It gets underway. It looks like a great day. I mean, it really looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And hopefully we'll get hot and people will enjoy the cool weather inside Lakeshore Arena. So far, not so much, man. We're all freezing to death back here in Michigan.
Yeah, no, for sure. And for the adult portion, it'll be a great time for the outdoor stuff because we have Project 90, who's a great cover band out of Muskegon. They're going to do a couple hours set of just doing some nice 90s cover rock.
Sweet.
That'll be a great time. We're going to have a beer tent outside for the participants. And yeah, of course, right? Anybody that wants to come around and hang out. So we got live music. We got everything. We got cornhole, can jam. You want to come in and cool off? It's hot outside. Stop in, check it out. But we're more than open for anybody. Even if you're not playing in the event, come on out, check us out. We have food
Awesome,
trucks,
man.
the whole
Justin
bit.
Grevious, thanks for taking a couple of minutes today. We'll put all the links right up here on the Muskegon channel. We'll plan on seeing you June 8th out at Lakeshore.
Awesome, Andy. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Get back to it.
Yep. Take care. Thanks.